Good day to you people. I will present today Can you beat Kirby's Adventure without flying? So flying means the ability where you press up on the D-pad, Kirby inherits the air, starts flying, flapping his hands to fly with no limits. It's the ability that you're seeing right now on screen. You might think this is a trivial challenge. The answer is easy. You only require flying like 3 times during the entire game. But I'm here to surprise you, showing many instances where flying is actually required, quote unquote, because we're going to pass those obstacles in some way. I'm going to teach you how, I'm going to show you how. As a bonus, we'll ask ourselves, can we also 100% the game while we're at it? Well, let's find out. So, in 1-1, there's this high ledge in the first screen that's obviously meant to teach players how to fly, the ability to fly, and how flying is an alternative to complete levels and just skip the ground, skip level design. It's obviously designed for beginners. But you may wonder, well, how are we gonna pass that obstacle? Because jumping doesn't give you enough height. How can we gain more height than a jump? More height than a jump without flying? The answer is copy abilities. There are 5 copy abilities in this game that can give us more height than a jump. Fireball, wheel, high jump, tornado, and UFO. By the way, I didn't realize wheel was useful at the time, so you might see that I actually don't use wheel right now, but I will use wheel later. So, and we'll see each ability during the rest of the playthrough. So in this first screen, there's not an enemy that gives us those copy abilities, so instead we need to use the mixing mechanic in Kirby games. So if you inhale 2 or more different enemies that can give you a copy ability, and by the way, they can be the same type of enemy, like 2 Walladoos. If you inhale 2 like that, you will get a random ability through a roulette. Just use these 2 enemies that you're seeing on screen. You can use the Sparky that appears on the right and the Walladoo that appears on the left. If you lure them the way you saw right now, you will get an easy mix. So you should repeat that until you get one of the abilities. In this case, I got Fireball. Fireball is very useful, as you've seen right now. It's the most useful ability in the room because if you spam the Fireball to a wall, you will gain infinite height. And this also applies to the edges of the screen. So yeah, Fireball is very versatile. And we're going to use it a lot in this run. So now we're just going to complete the rest of level 1. So this jump right here, it feels like it's not possible normal jumping, so you may want to keep Fireball or your ability of your choice for that jump. So as you can see, one mechanic in Kirby's Adventure, early Kirby games, is that when you get hit once, you will drop your ability, and because of the lag of this game, it's gonna be very, very hard to recover your ability. By the way, ignore this accident of flying, and because you know this is a casual run, I'm not trying very hard. So if you see an accidental flying, just know I never use flying to take advantage. I always found an alternative, a copy ability, how to pass those obstacles where you need flying. And I'm going to show you basically every obstacle in the game. And I only fly through this run maybe 5 times accidentally. And this is also a run with no preparation. I didn't look ahead and see where I'm gonna need an ability. So we're just gonna run around and see if we need an ability or so. And we'll figure it out on the way. And because this is a casual run, I'm not going to try hard to keep my ability. If I lose it, it's okay. I'm just going to play Kirby like I play. I like changing abilities a lot because that's how I play. So I'm going to try to give you the easiest casual solution I could find to pass all these obstacles. Like, what's the easiest copy ability and the fastest copy ability you can get to pass all these levels. For example, here in 1-3 we need an ability. So I went back to 1-1 and used mix, and I got the ball ability. Oh no, I think I didn't mention ball, so there are actually 6 abilities. Oops, my bad. So if you hold the jump button with the ball, you bounce like super high in the air. And this run will teach you to appreciate ball. The ball is very awkward because you sometimes get hit like that, it's very awkward. But we can use ball or whatever ability you got to pass this ledge. And by the way, going back to an early level to get an ability is actually very useful, because when you complete a level, you can press start and exit the level immediately, and you also keep the current copy ability you have at the moment. So if we ever need a copy ability, we can go back and get one in a level we know that is there, and just exit the level, just like that. So we got till the end of 1-3 because there's no more obstacles not worthwhile to talk about. So in 1-4 you have this big ladder, and I'm here to teach you ladders are annoying, because you obviously climb up a ladder with up on the D-pad, the same button that you start flying. So when you're at the top of the ladder and you try to press up, you're sometimes will actually climb up the ladder normally, but most of the time you're going to actually fly accidentally, and that's very annoying. So, pressing up to climb up a ladder is not consistent, so instead you need to press right or left depending on where's floor. Like in this example, I need to press right at the top of the ladder. I press right and I snap to the top, and snap to the floor, right? I'm not really climbing the ladder normally, I'm snapping to the floor by pressing right or left. So that's basically how you're going to want to treat all ladders through the rest of the game. And this idea of pressing up is a nonsense, because it also affects how we enter doors. Like if there's a door on the air and you jump to it, but you press up, but you didn't press up at the correct times, so you didn't enter the door, you will start flying as well. So you have to be very careful with that. So anyway, we cut 1-4 and now we're at the end of the world. I think we talked about all the relevant stuff except the rest of the copy abilities. So now, don't worry, we're gonna go very fast through the rest of the game. We're going to speed up a lot of the footage. So this is the end. This is Wispywood, easy. And now we move to level 2, or World 2, Ice Cream Island. Let's go. Okay, so in World 2, in 2-1, right at the end of the level, we get the ability Tornado. And Tornado, when you spam the B button, you can gain heights with Tornado. For example, we needed to use Tornado in the first room in 2-1. And apart from that, there's nothing really hard or worth to talk about. So you see that 2-3 isn't really much problems. But, bro, yeah, this was funny when it happened. A restart didn't help, so in order to escape that part, I needed to game over. So fun fact: if you reset the console, you will start again at the last door or the last level you exit. But if you game over, you will start again at the start of the war, which helps us escape that pit. So in 2-4, to enter the level we need an ability like Tornado. So 2-1 is a free level. You don't need an ability to complete 2-1, so we can get Tornado for free. So we can use Tornado to enter 2-4. But we need to keep Tornado until the end. Which, yeah, that first room is very hard. Yeah, to pass that room with the miniboss, we need Tornado. Or any other ability, you can go to the first level and mix an ability like Fireball or Ball. But as I said before, I try to look for the easiest solution and the fastest solution. So here in 2-5 we see high jump. High jump, as its name says, you press the button and you jump high. Use the ability to enter the boss of level 2, which is this painter guy, actually don't know his name. And while you can't jump to the upper part of this boss stage, you can wait until he comes down and you attack him like that. So now we move to level 3, Border Building. So you're gonna need high jump, which you can get for free in 2-5, in order to pass that room. So here in 3-1 we have our fierce perk switch. In order to 100% the game, we need to hit all the big switches in the game. So we can get Fireball in this level, and then we can use Fireball to try to reach the big switch level. In 3-2 we can get the wheel ability, and in order to use wheel to gain height, you need to spam it at the wall like that. In this room was really hard to pass because of the penguins it was really random. I think I got really lucky, so you just try until you finally are able to get a lucky freeze. And by the way, wheel is really bad against the boxy mini-boss and another mini-boss we're going to see later on. So because the lobby of Border Building is a tall structure, we need to constantly go back to 2-5 to get high jump in order to enter the next level, and so on and so forth. Ignore the flying, by the way. So I don't think I have mentioned it, but in order to get off the water, you need to hold the jump button. That's how you get a nice jump out of the water. So here it doesn't matter if you lose the high jump ability because there's a high jump enemy below this ladder, but you need high jump or any other ability to complete this room. So hey, good level design by giving us the ability that we need. Cool. So anyway, we skip to the end of 3-3, and in the museum of World 3 we can get high jump for free. So now if we ever need high jump, we just need to come back to this museum and get it pretty quickly. So you know, you need high jump to enter those doors in 3-5, but apart from that, nothing special. In 3-6 there's another big switch, which is why I'm gonna try to show the complete level if there's a big switch in the stage. As you can see, there's nothing special. In this room we can get fireball, which is gonna be important for this room, so we can just climb it very quickly and get this big switch right here. So after 3-6, this is the boss. Nothing special really. I recommend getting the Kotal ability from the moon. And now we move to level 4, Grape Garden. By the way, needle is underrated. So in 4-1 we can actually get the UFO ability normally. And we can get a big switch by entering right where the odd block is. In that block formation there's an odd block, an extra block, and if you press up on that exact spot you enter a secret room with a big switch. Sadly, UFO is OP, it's very good for us because it lets us fly without actually flying, but you lose the ability after completing a level, which is why you can't miss the ability in 1-1 and you skip UFO for the entire game, you know? So anyway, if you need high jump, as always, go back to the lobby in World 3 and just get high jump. So here in 4-3, this room was very hard. You need to stay at top and get to the end of the screen because there's a secret room with a big switch. So this is my successful attempt of staying at the top. I recommend getting Parasol ability because it slows your descent, right? And when there's like a current of air like this, it's very useful. I lost it right there, but there's another Parasol right here, which is cool. So here at the end of the screen, descend very slowly, and there's gonna be a door, that door, which by the way Parasol also helps you enter the door very safe. And there's a big switch right here. So now we can use Parasol to get back to the main level. This jump seems impossible with a Parasol and without flying. So you probably 90% confirm you need it to get the big switch and to get back to the level. So in the museum of World 4 we can get the ball ability, which is cool. And we need to keep the ball ability through the entire stage. And as you can see, it's very hard. And you might say, wait, why not wheel? That mini boss, which I don't know what it is, might be a Toldor, I don't know. That mini boss is impossible to beat with a wheel because when you launch yourself at it with wheel, it grabs you and you don't do any damage. So I had to use the ball ability. Here I use fireball to reach this door. So yeah, that's the reason why I kept ball through that entire level, which was 4-4. That's one of the hardest levels in this room by far. So I didn't realize I needed a ball ability right here in 4-6. So you skip your ability, your preferred ability, copy ball, high jump or whatever. And the cool thing, by the way, in this corner there's a room with a big switch. You don't need to light up the room with the light ability. And you know, the boss of level 4 Krakow gives you high jump, so you use high jump to beat him. Just like that. So level 5 Yogurt Land, I hope it's easier than level 4, I don't remember. So here you need to break those blocks by inhaling or sliding, and below you'll find a secret room with a big switch. So that's the most notable thing in 5-1. 5-2, I think it was fine. It has a lot of entrances, but nothing special. Though you can get fireball right here. which is gonna be, useful, because Fireball is the best ability in this run. So as you saw in the museum, there was a tornado. So here I reset because I accidentally fly, and I wanted to see if you didn't need to fly, and sure enough, you just get pushed upwards with the stream of air. Use high up in the first room in this level, but then we find a really hard room. For some reason, Will just throws you to death. I don't know why. So I had to go back, bring Tornado, pass that room that was designed for high jump, use Tornado in this room designed for Will, and then I died. Oops. So what I did was jump carefully, block in block, and it finally worked. But that's really hard to do. Here I lost Parasol. So yeah, this level had rooms designed for special copy abilities, and I didn't use any of them. But hey, that's the beauty of Kirby, right? So here you can there's a ball enemy, so it makes this very easy. There's a big switch in that room right in the waterfall, and ball is cool because when you're in ball form, you can spam up and you won't fly. And what will you do is you can actually enter doors in ball form, which this means you can be in ball form and hold up and enter doors that are on the air without worrying if you're going to fly or not. So in level 5, well, 5-5, you need to get to this door with Parasol. Then you need to drop Parasol, get fire, light up the cannon, get high up immediately to get to the cannon fast to get the big switch. That's a cool change of abilities, honestly. But yeah, that's what you have to do. So in 5-6, I lost the wheel ability. So you can see you need an ability to pass that, to get to that high ledge. So I went back and got Tornado because I realized it was gonna be useful. In this room, however, there's a big switch behind metal blocks. Well, I don't know if the metal blocks, they're metal blocks in the remake. So that's what I call the metal blocks. Those green blocks are metal. They can only be broken by hammer. So here I'm realizing, okay, is there any way to get this big switch without flying with hammer? So as you can see, I bring hammer all the way here, and I realize, I can do it. So hey, this big switch can't be gotten without flying. So RIP. I mean, it's optional, but hey, the room is there, right guys? Anyway, I went here and beat the boss, whatever. But then I realized something, which is why I went back to 5-6, and then I realized in this room with these wheelies, they're positioned in a right way so you can inhale 2 of them. And if you inhale 2 enemies that gives you copy abilities, you get the mix. You get to mix up an ability, right? You get a random ability. So is there an ability that can help us get that big switch? I mean, a fireball, well, you can't use it on the water. Hammer, well, you can, but you can't get to that room without flying. So is there an ability that can help us? So here, just follow this. These were the easiest enemies to inhale at the same time. So I realized, hey, UFO might help us. UFO doesn't get affected by water, which means you steal UFO underwater, and UFO can allow us to to get over this ledge, right? So hey, is UFO going to be able to break those metal blocks? That was the question, right? Which is why I ring the UFO here and I try the beam and it doesn't work. But what about the shark shot? Yes, charging the shot in a very precise shot will allow you to break the metal blocks and actually hit the switch without flying. So the run is not dead. It's dead for me if you wanna count it, but I don't count it. I don't care, to be honest. So now we can move to World 6 and we still technically, in theory, haven't flown not once. So here in 6-1 you need to mix the ability again, but thankfully it's very easy. Like, this room is designed to get an ability from mixing, which is kinda cool. So you need either hammer or stone to break that special block and get the big switch. So yeah, you know, the switches have become very hard to hit, to be honest. So anyway, as you can see, I skipped 6-2, but trust me, it's for the best. You can beat 6-2 very easily, doesn't matter. But there's a big switch in that level, but we're going to take care about it later. For now, let's just go to 6-3, get Fireball in the first room, beat these bunkers, keep Fireball, use Fireball to break that wooden block, and right here in the sad spot where you break that block, you can press up and enter this special room, right? So on the right, you can get the laser ability. And we need to use laser to light up this underwater cannon so we can reach another switch. Cool. And this transports us almost to the end of the stage. So let's just get to this door. Be careful not destroying the stall blocks in this room because you need them to jump to the next ledge. Grab your warp star and now you're done with the level. So now, back to 6-2. Why was it so awkward? Well, you need hammer or stone, and obviously any of those abilities, well, they're not in that level. So in 6-3 there's a bunkers, so you can grab hammer from that bunkers and then get the big switch right in this room. Just move carefully because I'm about to die. In this room you need stone or hammer. So I figured getting hammer from 6-3 was the easiest way to do it. Because you can actually get hammer in War 5, but you cannot get to the boss door without a high jump or tornado or something like that. So I had to wait to get that big switch, which is no biggie. So here I grab ball ability, which is cool. In this level there's also a big switch. We're going to see it soon enough. Right here. If you press up in this underwater spot, there's a hidden room with a big switch. So this room, yeah, a vertical room with coconuts, that's awkward, right? But thankfully you can actually go back to this room and there are two parasaur enemies that can give us another mix, and I found either UFO or Fireball are necessary to complete this room. So hey, you know, funny how things work out in the end. So this is 6-5. You need Fireball for this level. Remember, you can get Fireball very easily in the ship level in 6-3. So in this room you can actually jump. Normally, this is not what you need fireball for. You need fireball for later to get a big switch. So you spam fireball on the left screen to get to the top, because there are a lot of enemies, and if you drop your ability you're going to lose it, you know? So you need fireball for this. There's this cannon, but you need to light it up on this pit, which is obviously, to get out you need something like fireball, right? You need fireball to get out of the pit and to light up the cannon. That's why you need fireball. So here in the next level, in the second room, you can quickly get UFO, just like that, and you can use UFO to hit this big switch under the first room. Cool, huh? Very easy. So now we move to the end of the world and fight Meta Knight. And die. I feel like I've died to every boss at least once. So let's finish this, shall we? Here in 7-1, in this blocky room, you can pass without problem, and there's a fireball enemy you can inhale to get the ability. Just be careful not to break so many blocks. And here you need the fireball ability to hit these blocks right here. So you just get it, jump in the middle blocks, and spam fireball, and then you rush the door and get your first big switch of level 7. So 7-2 is, I call it the DD tower, is the mini boss tower. So you don't need a special ability, don't worry about it. Just don't die. So the final mini boss, thankfully, is the Fire Lion, which gives us fireball ability. So that's gonna be used for next up. So yeah, you definitely want to get it to escape this room and get to the warp star. Otherwise, I don't think any other ability can actually get you to the warp star. Maybe high jump, but I'm not too sure. Ball probably. Fun fact, inhaling 2 sleepy enemies actually gives you a mix. I didn't know that. But yeah, as you can see, level 7 is very chill. There's not that many problems. In the 4th level, we can get the ball ability in the start. It's just a bit hard to keep it with so many enemies on the screen, and with ball being, the hitbox of ball being very awkward. But you're gonna need an ability to complete this set of rooms, which, because I died, I lost it, so I had to restart and keep the ball until the end. You can also do this with Tornado, so just suit yourself. This room has Fireball, so that's better than Ball. we can use fireball in this room to pass it easily, unless you get hit like me. This room is very awkward, but you can easily complete it by just jumping. Though I got fireball thankfully to pass it very easily, but yeah, just jump carefully and don't die. And don't bother with this cannon. It's super hard to hit, and I think you only get like maybe 2 1-ups, so yeah, don't bother please. Which is why I decided to skip it. Now, 7-6, the final normal level in the game, is a remix, a quote-unquote remake of the original Kirby's Dream Land for the Game Boy, which is why the graphics are black and white. But that means, just like in the original game, there aren't any enemies that can give you power-ups until the end. So grab your favorite power-up. I recommend Ball. You can get Ball pretty quickly in 7-4 in the first screen. So just keep Ball to complete this level, which is what I'm going to show you. Almost a full breakthrough of this level. But this is probably the hardest level in the game to keep your ability. There are a lot of enemies, a lot of random Bronto-birds that come out of nowhere. Obviously, every 2 screens of this level are based on each of the original levels in the first game. Like the first 2 screens were green greens, the second 2 screens were Kasulololo. These 2 screens are the islands. I don't remember the name of the islands in Kirby's Dream Land. Just careful with these random octopuses or octopi. And the coconuts. And you want to keep the ball ability, because in this room, yeah, you need something like fireball or ball to complete this. Here, wait until the Gordo is going upwards. And slide to break the block very fast. Because if your drop ability hits a spike, it disappears instantly, which is bad for us because we still need our ability. Not for this tornado, but that's a plus. So this room, based on the cloud level in the original game, is, well, yeah, random starfish that appear at the height of Kirby. No thanks. Try to follow the path I'm following and just avoid these dumb birds, please. Thank God, finally. And you needed the ability for this room. I was scared at first, like maybe the room was gonna die here, but no, you can actually complete this room with ball. And I'm guessing fireball will also complete it. If you want to try fireball, remember you can get it pretty easily in 6-3. So don't enter the exit door quite yet. Remember, that moon is an entrance and it hides the final big switch of the game. So yes, you can actually hit all the big switches in the game without flying. We have proved it during this video. So now only the final challenge awaits. Can we beat King DDD and the final boss without flying? Well, you need an ability to enter the final boss. So I just kept the ball and let's fight King Dedede, which obviously doesn't give you any problem at all. So after Dedede, it's obviously the final boss of the game, Nightmare. And this first phase, you're actually not flying, you're falling with style. If you take too much time to defeat Nightmare, you will hit the ground and die. So we're technically not flying, so the rune still stands. So anyway, let's use the warp star, go to the moon, and beat the wizard form of Nightmare. Which, by the way, I feel like you can't hit Nightmare without jumping, so I feel like a no jump room is actually impossible, but what do I know? I'm not worried about jumping, I'm worried about not flying. And I think it's obvious by now, we have actually completed the challenge. You beat Nightmare and you have finished the game. So yeah, that's actually it. IMO, that's my best edit in this video. I love that. But yeah, we have completed Kirby's adventure without flying. I mean, I fly like 5 times accidentally throughout this video, but hey, I proved this is just a proof of case, whatever, how you say that. So if you want to try this challenge, well, I'm here to tell you, this is actually possible. It's not that hard as it seems. Just requires a lot of tries because of how Kirby plays in this old game, though I really like it. So let's just enjoy the credits. And hey, if you've got so far in this video, I want to thank you for watching so far. This is my first video I've ever tried to do. I know it's very unprofessional in its editing and in the recording voice I'm doing. That's kind of the best I could have managed with the tools I'm using. So I don't know what's next. But, well, thanks for watching.